Have you noticed that after years of meditative routines, you remain exactly as mechanical, as asleep, as reactive as the day you started? What if the very act of withdrawing from life to find yourself is precisely what keeps you lost? In this episode, Gurdjieff explains why modern spiritual tools such as meditation are becoming useless in spiritual awakening. So, listen till the end. And if these words make sense to you, don't forget to join the community of like-minded people by subscribing to this channel. Now presenting Gurdjieff's critical analysis of modern meditation practices. Listen carefully to what I am about to tell you, for it may shatter the comfortable illusions you have built around your spiritual practice. The tragedy with your spiritual practice is that the very tools you believe will wake you up often deepens the sleep by giving you the illusion of progress while keeping you safely removed from the one arena where awakening can actually occur, ordinary life itself. You sit in your comfortable meditation posture, eyes closed, breath flowing, mind gradually settling into pleasant states of calm. This feels like progress. You experience moments of peace, perhaps glimpses of expanded awareness, and you tell yourself that you are advancing on the spiritual path. Meanwhile, the moment you open your eyes and enter the marketplace, meet your family, face a challenging situation at work, or encounter someone whose behavior irritates you, all that meditative calm evaporates like morning mist. You react mechanically, speak automatically, and feel emotions that control you completely. Where is your meditation then? The complete disdain for the idea of meditation retreat is a main difference between genuine work on consciousness and the various spiritual bypasses that Western seekers have embraced. Retreating from life to find yourself guarantees that you will miss the essential point. Awakening must happen in the midst of activity, within the chaos of existence, while you are actually living. The meditation cushion becomes a hiding place, a refuge from the real work that consciousness demands. You train yourself to be peaceful when nothing is disturbing you, to be aware when there are no distractions, to be present when life makes no demands. This is like learning to swim on dry land. You may perfect the movements, yet you will drown the moment you enter water. Every moment of your waking life, you are completely absorbed by whatever captures your attention. This diffusing of man's finest energy from him creates the curious psychological state of fascination, in which a man completely loses his identity in a conversation, a task, a friend, an enemy, a book, an object, a thought, or a sensation. Watch yourself carefully during an ordinary conversation. Where are you? You have disappeared entirely into the content of what is being discussed, identified completely with your thoughts about the topic, lost in reactions to the other person's words. The you that might observe this process is nowhere to be found. There is only the mechanical flow of associative thinking and emotional reaction. This fascination constitutes your usual state, yet it remains completely invisible to you precisely because you are always inside it, never outside observing it. You cannot see the prison because you are the prison. Your meditation practice, done in isolation from life's demands, does nothing to address this fundamental problem. When you sit quietly on your cushion, there is nothing sufficiently compelling to reveal how completely you lose yourself in fascination. You need the intensity of real situations, difficult people, challenging circumstances, emotional provocations, to see how mechanically you respond, how thoroughly you disappear into reactions. One of the chief things which is taught in schools of the fourth way is intentional division of attention between oneself and the outside world. This is something entirely different from ordinary meditation, which typically focuses attention on a single object: breath, mantra, body sensation, or empty awareness. What I am describing requires that you simultaneously attend to two things: the external world with all its demands and your own inner state. You must learn to be aware of the conversation while also being aware of yourself having the conversation. You must experience the emotion while simultaneously observing yourself experiencing the emotion. This is extraordinarily difficult. When I try to remember myself, I cannot think or do anything else. Students often report when they first attempt this practice. The attention required to maintain awareness of oneself while engaged in activity demands energy that most people simply do not have available. This is why the work begins with building attention through simple exercises practiced throughout the day. Sensing your hands while walking, feeling your feet touching the ground while talking, maintaining awareness of your posture while working. These small practices gradually develop the attention muscles required for genuine self-remembering. Self-remembering cannot be reflected in your mind because you are behind the mind. It can reflect only things which are in front of it. This is the crucial understanding that conventional meditation misses entirely. The mind can observe thoughts, emotions, sensations, and perceptions, yet it cannot observe the observer itself. What you truly are exists prior to thought, deeper than emotion, beyond sensation. When you try to be aware of yourself through mental activity, thinking, "I am here," or "I am aware," you have already missed the point. This is a mind thing. This is a mental process. In self-remembering, there will be no thought. You will be completely empty. The practice is to feel your existence directly, without verbalization, without conceptualization. Don't think, feel. Feel that you are. This feeling has a completely different quality from thought. It is immediate, non-conceptual, and cannot be captured in words. I am walking down the street, and suddenly, without words, without thought, there is awareness of existing, of being present, of consciousness inhabiting this body in this moment. This is self-remembering. At this moment, you remember yourself. It arrives like a lightning flash, illuminating everything with a clarity that ordinary consciousness never achieves. What you remember from childhood are only glimpses of self-remembering, because all that you know of ordinary moments is that things have happened. Think back to your earliest memories. They stand out with unusual vividness, carrying a quality of presence that ordinary memories lack. These moments were instances when, spontaneously and without technique, you actually existed consciously. Everything else, the thousands of hours of ordinary life, has vanished because you were not present for them. You were mechanically functioning, asleep within your own experience. The practice of self-remembering aims to make these precious glimpses more frequent, more prolonged, more available within ordinary activity. This is the true meaning of awakening, gradually extending the moments of conscious presence until they become your normal state rather than rare accidents. This work cannot be done on a meditation cushion removed from life. It requires the friction, challenge, and intensity of real situations. You need your difficult colleague to show you how mechanically you react. You need your romantic partner to reveal how completely you lose yourself in emotion. You need your daily tasks to demonstrate how thoroughly you live in automatism. Every moment of ordinary life becomes your meditation hall when you understand this teaching. The conversation at breakfast where you practice dividing attention between speaking and sensing your body. The walk to work, where you attempt to maintain awareness of yourself while observing your surroundings. The challenging phone call, where you try to remember your existence while emotions surge. These practices sound simple, almost too simple to be effective. This simplicity is deceptive. In order really to observe oneself, one must first of all remember oneself. Try to remember yourselves when you observe yourselves. Only those results will have any value that are accompanied by self-remembering. Without self-remembering, all your careful self-observation yields nothing of value. You may catalog your behaviors, analyze your psychology, understand your patterns intellectually, yet you remain as mechanical as before because the observer itself is mechanical, simply another aspect of the sleeping mind, observing other aspects of the sleeping mind. The practice I teach demands that you bring awareness to ordinary moments throughout the day, not 20 minutes in the morning and evening on a cushion, but brief moments of conscious presence scattered throughout your actual life. Sensing your hands while typing, feeling your breath while listening, noticing your posture while standing in line. These scattered moments of practice gradually build capacity for sustained self-remembering. Like water wearing away stone, consistent effort over months and years begins to alter the fundamental structure of your consciousness. The glimpses of presence become more frequent, last slightly longer, feel more accessible. You begin to notice moments when you have completely lost yourself, not through meditation, but through forgetting to remember yourself during activity. This recognition itself represents progress, because previously you were so thoroughly identified that you never noticed your own absence. The quality of your relationships changes. When you manage to maintain even partial self-awareness during conversations, you discover that you listen differently, speak with more intention, react less mechanically to others' provocations. Your work improves because attention becomes more focused, less scattered by constant internal dialogue. Most importantly, you begin to taste the possibility of a different way of existing, one where consciousness remains present within experience rather than disappearing into it, where life is actually lived rather than merely endured in a state of waking sleep. So the meditation you must stop is the superficial meditation that separates practice from life, consciousness from activity, awakening from the messy reality of human existence. The meditation you must begin is the practice of remembering yourself in the midst of living, while walking, talking, working, loving, struggling, and simply being. This is not comfortable. It requires consistent effort applied throughout the day, every day, for years. It yields no dramatic experiences, no special states, no credentials or attainments that you can display to prove your spiritual advancement. It simply makes you gradually more present, more conscious, more genuinely awake within the life you are actually living. The question I posed at the beginning finds its answer here. Your years of sitting in silence have failed to transform you because awakening cannot happen in isolation from life. Consciousness awakens within activity through the friction of real situations, by learning to remain present while engaged rather than by withdrawing into peaceful isolation. True meditation is the practice of remembering that you exist, of sensing your presence directly, of dividing attention between inner and outer worlds, not for 20 minutes on a cushion, but for every moment you can manage throughout the ordinary day that is your only real meditation hall.